Hi, I'm CJ Bannister with METV, and we are here at the lovely Ritz-Carlton for the 2022 Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Kickoff. There are several survivors here. We're going to share those stories with you. There's also lots of men here from Real Men Wear Pink. We can't wait to share their stories with you too and why they're here supporting. There's so many events coming up. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we're so excited to bring all of this to you. It's so important that everyone out there is doing self-checks, and we want to create awareness as we go. So stay tuned, and we'll be sharing more stories with you at the 2022 Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Kickoff. Hello, I'm CJ Bannister, and I'm here with METV and Bethany Lynch, who makes Making Strides Against Breast Cancer event all work together. How are you doing today, Bethany?
I'm great. I'm so happy to be back together with all of these survivors and thrivers here in our community, and it's just really excited. We haven't done this in a few years.
Yeah, COVID's kind of put a damper on that. Can you tell us what makes this kickoff event so important to the community?
Absolutely. Well, once you'll get inside, you'll see it's like a huge pep rally, if you will. We are recognizing our survivors and our fighters and our thrivers here in the community, and we are not only them, but the families and the caregivers and the supporters and everybody that rallies together to be a part of this patient's journey, the sponsors, the supporters, everybody. We just get together and we get ready to make strides.
I love it. We know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Is that when the walk is happening? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so the walk is October 22nd at Nathan Benderson Park. Again, this is our 6th year there. And we have all kinds of things leading up to. So starting now and leading up to that walk in October, we have our Real Men Wear Pink fashion show. We have all kinds of different team building events that the different fundraisers put together, and which just a lot of community supporting and saving lives.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I see survivors everywhere. They have their stickers on here today. So excited to have that. Can you tell us, what are the guidelines for a woman that needs to have those breast exams done?
Well, every woman, once they get to the age of 45, whether if they're of typical risk, should have their mammogram yearly. The sooner you catch a breast cancer diagnosis, the better chance you have of treating that disease. So that's of average risk, so 45s. But if you have a history, if you're family history, then you should do that a little bit earlier. But you should always talk to your doctor about it, because they're going to be the one that's going to tell you what you need to do. But it's so important to catch it early.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Remember, she said average risk. Yeah. So if you're at high risk, you may want to start sooner. I know I had to start at 40. Yeah. Not saying how long I've been doing it. Okay.
No, you're not 40. Yeah.
All right. So is there anything else that we should know or the community should know about tonight's events?
Well, the most important thing is to join us and be part of this movement. It's more than just a walk, it's a movement, because that one day of the walk is just kind of the big celebration of all that we've done. So you want to join us at makingstrideswalk.org, start a team, be part of a team, and just come out and celebrate what we're doing here.
I love that. So if you or anyone you know is a breast cancer survivor or you just want to support, make sure you come on out and join the events. Making Strides?
makingstrideswalk.org, Sarasota, Manatee. So we're here, and we would love to have you join us.
Thank you so much, Bethany. We appreciate having you. here now with the mayor, Jean Brown. Can you tell us a little bit, why is it so important for you to be here and be the keynote speaker here today?
Well, when Bethany came to my office a few weeks back and we were talking about kind of how important it is obviously to try to raise money and to get research done, because you look back over all the years and trying to help women, get through that, and men at times, because it does hit both. But to me, it was about a little bit of a competition from Manatee, Sarasota County, but also showing that, hey, we're all in this together because we all know somebody, we've all had family, we've all had just anybody that's worked with us get breast cancer. And, most of the people I know, thank goodness, have survived, but I do know some that have passed. And it's important to raise money, awareness, and also show people that we do care in all of our communities.
100%. I think the idea here is awareness, awareness, awareness. What is it that women need to know?
Well, I think, just awareness. Know that if something feels funny, check it out. And obviously, as you know, all things are earlier, the better. And it doesn't matter if you're young or older, it's going to be better to know soon. And also know that we have cures that are out there. And I mean, I've got some great friends that, have gone through it, but are still here and thriving, and that's the important part.
It is, very much so. Tell me, why is this event, this Kickoff event, so important for the community of Manatee County?
Well, I think when you look at it with what's going on in both counties, and again, what the Real Men Wear Pink competition is there, and even though I'm in the competition and then got asked to be kind of the MC tonight, I think it brings a lot of press to us, and then obviously what METV does for us and getting the press out there, the more it can be shown, the more it can help people. And
the more lives we can save, right?
That's the most important. And again, I think that's where this starts tonight, and then we go through about the next 3 or 4 months of raising money. And again, awareness. Money's important, but the awareness of helping people is even more important.
That's the truth. If you can support or come out, we'd love to see you at all of the events coming up. So have you been through these events before, and if so, which one's your favorite?
No, this is my first time, so I'm going to say tonight is so far.
Perfect. That's a great answer. So the walk is particularly my favorite because we're honoring so many survivors. There are some survivors here tonight. Anything else you want the public to know about making strides against breast cancer?
Well, I think just over the next couple of months, you're going to see a lot of people out there support us, and especially the real men, and, not kind of in a selfish way. I want to win. Because if I win raising the most money, then everybody's challenged. And I'm just, kind of tongue-in-cheek with that. But the more money we can raise for all of it, to help out everybody and get through it.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to be a winner and supporting women in their breast cancer battle. So that's a good one to have. Thank you so much, Mayor, for being here. Thank you so much. Hi there. We are here with Gina Martin, who is a breast cancer survivor and also on the committee for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. Can you tell us today a little bit about your story and what brought you here today?
Absolutely. I moved here in October of 2019 from North Carolina after 3 years of not having a mammogram. Before starting a new job, I decided to knock out all my doctor's appointments so that I wouldn't miss any work. And while I was there, the doctor recommended a mammogram. I was like, well, it's been 3 years, okay, I'll do it. And I kind of even thought about not doing it, but I did. And when I was there, the amazing radiologist at Sarasota Memorial found a pin-sized lump and wasn't sure what it was. It was so difficult to see when I came in for my second one, they had a hard time finding it. They immediately did a biopsy and found out that it was a rare kind of breast cancer called triple-negative breast cancer. I was 47, and it was not expected. They did genetic testing. There's no genetic markers. There's no reason that they could figure out why I got it, but they found it. But I will tell you, in the 30 days from the day they found it to when they removed it, it grew from the tip of a pen to 1.9 centimeters. So I strongly recommend every woman get a mammogram every year.
I literally have goosebumps. I'm at that age and I'm thinking to myself, it's been 3 years for me. So it definitely, hopefully people out there are listening to this and hearing your story. Tell us about being a survivor and what that really means.
Well, I fought for my son. I had a 10-year-old son at the time, turned 11 right after, and it was very hard to watch him see me decline based on the cancer and the chemotherapy. But I will tell you, going through this during COVID was a blessing and a curse. A lot of the blessings meant that not only was I homebound, but so was everybody else. So I didn't feel like I missed a whole lot, and I did get that time with my son. So that was a good thing.
My goodness, my heart goes out. I want to cry with you. I'm so proud of you for being a survivor. So now you're here, you're on the committee, and you're starting off the kickoff. Tell us about why are you involved in this now?
I felt so alone going through this during COVID, and I found somebody. It was at the Cars and Coffee, and Making Strides was there, and I met someone else who had triple negative breast cancer. And because I had been searching on Facebook and all over trying to find anybody else who had it, and that was my first connection. And her name was Emily Rhodes. She walked me through so much, and you just met her.
Well, we're going to talk to Emily in a little bit. So excited to hear about that. But there's nothing like feeling alone when you have that kind of diagnosis. But thank goodness for community, for doctors. Is there anything else that you want women out there to know before we go today?
Ask for help from other survivors or anyone else going through it, because they will talk through everything with you. Everything from another mammogram after you've had an all clear, to going to the oncologist and what to take, from meeting with your doctors and nurses, what questions to ask, what to do when your hair starts falling out, whether you should get a wig, whether you shouldn't, etc. All of that.
Thank you so much. You're right. You reach out and touch someone. Let someone help you. Thank you so much. And I got to say, the last thing I want to say is I love the tiara. You will forever be a queen to me.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We're here now with Fiona Farrell, who is the event chair for Real Men Wear Pink. Did I say that right?
You sure did,
Okay,
yes.
good. All right, so I want you to tell us a little bit about how does this event about men wearing pink relate to making strides against breast cancer?
So many years ago, we wanted to come up with another arm to the campaign for men to get involved as well, because so many of their loved ones are affected by breast cancer, as well as men are affected by breast cancer. So we wanted to give them the opportunity. So we recruited well-known men in the community that have some influence and that can get that message out for us, as well as advocating and raising money towards fundraising.
How exciting. Can you tell us a little bit more about the event, when it is, where it's going to be this year?
So the Real Men Wear Pink campaign is from now until the end of the season in November and through the walk. So we have 33 men, which is our record-breaking number.
Wow.
We usually try to get 30, and so many men came forward this year saying that they wanted to be a part of it. So we have 33 wonderful men that are participating this year, and each of them will plan their own individual events. So some of them are doing cornhole tournaments, bourbon tastings, wine dinners, like all sorts of stuff, a skeet shoot, so they can go out all together and skeet shoot out down in Knight's Trail. So all of these events that are being planned will raise funds toward their individual goal of $2,500 that they have committed to raising for this campaign.
How incredible that we have 33 men willing in the community to take their time to help the women of our community with breast cancer.
Exactly.
That's incredible. Is there anything that you want the community to know about these events? Like, where can they go to find out more information about these events so that they can support it or sponsor it?
Absolutely. So you can go to one of two places, the Making Strides page or the Real Men Wear Pink Facebook page, and we'll have links to all of the stuff that you can sign up for. Or you can go to Real Men Wear Pink, Sarasota, Manatee County, just their regular website. If you just do a quick Google search, you'll find it, and then it'll list out all the men, where they are in achieving their goals, and then there'll be individual links to their events that they're planning as well.
Well, that's exciting. You guys heard it right here. Real Men Wear Pink supporting Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. Hi, we're here with Emily Rhodes, who is a survivor herself, and as you can see, a very young survivor. Emily, will you share with us a little bit about your story and what you want the women in the community to know?
Absolutely. So I was just a month after my 26th birthday when I found my tumor. I found the lump and I went to the doctor, and because of my age, I actually wasn't taken very seriously. They kind of just went like a little ultrasound. They said, "Oh no, you're fine. It's just a fibroadenoma. You're okay. No big deal," and sent me on my way. 10 months later, the tumor doubled in size. And I was like, I should get this checked out again. So I went to the doctor, and sure enough, it was breast cancer. At that point, I was stage 3C, triple negative breast cancer.
Oh my gosh, I just got goosebumps. So you were completely misdiagnosed?
Yes.
Okay, and so what happened after that? What were you able to do from there?
After that, it was just a whirlwind. It was an absolute whirlwind. I went through, within 3 weeks, I was in chemo treatments. I did 5 months of chemo. I had a bilateral mastectomy. I did 30 rounds of radiation, and then I did 5 more months of oral chemotherapy. So
you are my new hero, this girl. I am so proud of you. And I know everyone out there is too, but what do you want them to know about self-checks or whatever? What can we share with the community so that this doesn't happen to them?
So first things first is feel it on the first. Feel it on the first of every month, do a self-breast exam.
Okay.
There are resources online where it can teach you how to do the proper self-breast exam. And then the biggest message I have is to be your own advocate. Don't let people brush you off. If something's wrong, if you have a lump, get it checked out, because you never know, it could be your life. I'm lucky that it didn't metastasize and turn stage 4. It was still localized in the breast, so I'm very thankful for that, but it could have turned out so much differently.
So the lesson here is be your own advocate. And I love it. Feel it on the first, right?
Feel it on the first, yes.
That's such a great story. I'm going to take that home and adopt it for myself.
Awesome.
Y'all, she was 26 when she was misdiagnosed, 27 when she was diagnosed. You got to start early. The earlier, the better, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And I know, how long have you been involved then with this event, and why is it so important to the community?
I've been involved with this event for about 3 or 4 years. I was actually the survivor speaker 3 or 4 years ago at the Kickoff event. And since then I've been involved in the committee. I'm a team leader, so I raise money. I'm out in the community raising money for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. And it's just an absolutely incredible resource to have. I remember when I first got diagnosed, just the hours and hours and hours I spent pouring on the American Cancer Society's website, looking at the resources and all the information available, just learning about everything, my diagnosis, what I was about to go through. I got my first wig through the American Cancer Society. Life-changing. So they just provide a lot of great resources, yeah.
Life-changing. American Cancer Society really does go all out for those that are in need during this cancer process,
They
right?
really do.
So
Absolutely.
what do you think, someone who was recently diagnosed, what do you think their next step should be?
Number 1, get plugged into the community. Your friends and family are going to be there for you, but no one understands what you're going through quite like a fellow survivor, thriver, fighter, someone that's been there, done that. So get plugged into the community, because they're going to be your biggest resources, and you're not going to feel alone. Second thing is get involved with Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. Come to the walks, come to the events. They're so powerful, just the energy there and just hearing people's stories. It's absolutely amazing. So my advice would be get plugged in as soon as possible.
My goodness, I can't wait to get more plugged in now. Thank you so much for being here. You've done such a great job. We're so proud of you. Thank you. We are here with Sean and Scott, who are participants in the Real Men Wear Pink which is affiliated with Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. Let's start with you, Sean, right?
Yes.
Okay, Sean, tell us, why did you get involved with Real Men Wear Pink?
It's an important charity to be able to give back to and to be able to help the strides against, finding a cure for breast cancer. Also learning last year when I participated that even men, suffer from breast cancer. So being able to raise that awareness as well, it's a big thing. It's a big thing to be able to give back to the community. So.
100%. Well, thank you so much for being here. All right, we're going to go to Scott now. Scott, will you share with us why you got involved and why it's important to you?
Well, it became real important when my wife was diagnosed 3 years ago. Went through all the treatments. We did try to do everything together. It's very important to share this experience with the spouse or the person affected. And then after that, now she's 2 years cancer-free. And for the last 2 years, I've been involved. And it's just become more of it's fun. We actually make an event out of it, and everybody tries to raise a little bit more money than the next guy or next girl. And the teams, and the camaraderie is just amazing with what's going on with Making Strides Against Cancer and Real Men Wear Pink. So we have a good time.
100%. It's been a good time here today already. We're hearing from lots of survivors. Their stories are so inspiring. Tell me, what do you think is so important about this event for the community?
It's just awareness. It puts us out there. I mean, we don't get to wear pink all the time. We're doing it now, and people ask, what are you wearing that for? So when you're out there for the whole month of October, I'm going to be wearing pink every day, and it raises eyebrows. It's like, what's he doing? And if you got the logo on, they're going to ask you about it. So it spreads awareness.
All right, so I know that each one of you participants has an event coming up to fundraise for this, right? So Sean, can you tell us about your events? Have you decided on one yet?
Yes, we're doing a Bags for Boobs event. So it's a cornhole tournament. Okay. It's going to be down in the Northport area at the George C. Mullen Center on October 23rd. We're going to have about 40 teams, really just diving in and tapping into a really existing community of cornholers. Who ever thought that cornholers would be involved? But they're really coming out in support of this our campaign, the Real Men Wear Pink campaign, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what that community will bring to this event.
Cornhole is really big down here in Florida, so you're probably going to do really well. I'm excited for you. October 23rd down in Northport. All right, Scott, now how about you? Have you decided on your events?
Well, I've got 3 this year.
Okay.
Stepped it up. Let's see, October 8th, we're doing a Whiskeys Around the World tasting. It was bourbon for boobies last year, but we can't really call it bourbon because it's whiskeys. We are doing it at Palmyra Country Club. So check the Facebook, it's on there. Also, I'm doing a sporting clays tournament down at Knights Trail on the 16th. And that's going to be a great time. Chuck Downs has really helped me pull that off. It's about 200 people, lots of money to be earned and made there. Trophies, lunch, breakfast provided. Should be a great time. And also, Rossiter's Harley Davidson, we will have our Bikers for Boobies event the following Saturday.
I'm super excited. There's 3 events just from one participant, and there are 33 participants this year. I'm so excited to see how much difference we can make in this community for making strides against breast cancer. Edit that out, please. Sometimes I get tongue-tied. All right, is there anything else that you want the community to know about the events that are upcoming?
There's a lot of them. Just check the Facebook, check the Real Men Wear Pink, Sarasota, Manatee. Everything will be listed on there. And our goal this year is $125,000.
Ooh, that's a good goal. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Facebook page and where they can go to find it? Do you know what the name of it is?
No.
Okay.
Not without Bethany.
Not without Bethany.
We'll fix that.
We'll have to cut that out. We'll wrap it up. All right. Well, thank you guys both for being here. Thank you for participating. And thank you for supporting the women and the men that are survivors of breast cancer. Now with the lovely Wanda, who is a breast cancer survivor, who's going to share a little bit about her story. Wanda, could you share with us what happened to you?
I got suspicious one night in the shower. I had a lump in my right breast. So I asked my daughter to come over and see that she feel the same thing. Was I just being crazy? She felt it. So I said, well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to be having a mammogram in about a week. I went and got the mammogram. It came back abnormal. Okay. So now I'm nervous. So I had.
Nervous.
So when I went down in Sarasota, and they told me that I had breast cancer. They did all the tests and the procedures, and it came back me having breast cancer. So now my team get together, and my support team was wonderful through the whole thing. So Dr. Russell Novak was the one that did my surgery. He did a wonderful job. I had both my breasts removed. I only had cancer in my right breast. 12 lymph nodes were removed. 7 was cancerous. I went through 4 rounds of chemo at Florida Cancer Center in Sarasota, Florida. Then I went 6 weeks of radiation. And ever since then, I rang that bell though.
Aw. How did it feel to ring that bell?
I felt real good. I gave them a little twerk.
I love it. You want to do a twerk for us here?
Oh no. I did the twerk for them and everything. I really enjoyed it. I'm just enjoying my journey. I do have a 3P journey that I follow, and I write in my book about everything. And I'm trying to encourage all the young girls that have contacted me about breast cancer. Don't be afraid to go get mammograms at all. I have 2 daughters. That one is going to get her mammogram next week.
Perfect.
So one has no children. So I had a very, very strong support system all through this. So it was a journey that I'll never forget. And my journey is the 3P journey. That's positive, passionate, platinum journey.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Can you tell us what is important about being here tonight for making strides against breast cancer to you?
To encourage other women, and I just want to keep up with it just in case it may come back and it may not come back. I have been going strong for 5 years, and I want to continue. So, it's a real, when it comes to September, I get a soft spot in my heart.
I love it. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
And I'm just getting geared up for and ready for it this year. I want to be more active, really. Yes.
Yeah, the important part is creating awareness for all women and men.
And men too.
What do you recommend?
I have had a male patient with breast cancer. That's when I first knew about males get breast cancer too. And I tell my grandson the same thing. Men get breast cancer, so.
All right. Well, thank you so much for helping us create awareness here in the community. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and congratulations
Thank you.
on being a survivor.
Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the kickoff of the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer and the launch of the Real Men Wear Pink celebration. I am CEO of Grapevine Communications, and alongside Mayor Jean Brown, we would like to welcome you. We are so glad you could join us this evening. Making Strides Against Breast Cancer celebrates survivors and thrivers and raises funds for life-saving breast cancer research, advocacy, programs, and services. Thanks in large part to decades of work and the dollars you help us raise, a breast cancer diagnosis comes with hope. And a breast cancer journey is no longer traveled alone. To give you guys an idea of why I'm standing here today, we all know Bethany, right? Bethany? Bethany asked me to stand in this position today, and I said, Bethany, no, I had kidney cancer, not breast cancer. Maybe we should talk about your grasp of anatomy or geography. And again, I kept trying to come up with objections. I have a foul sense of humor and a dirty mouth, and I don't like the color pink. But then I came back to earth and I was reminded of when Bethany and I traveled a journey together when both of our sisters were diagnosed, treated, and recovered from breast cancer. My grandmother, however, was not as lucky. And so we'll talk about this a little bit tonight. But since the 80s, when my grandmother succumbed to breast cancer, and the 2020s, when my sister kicked its butt, the likelihood of it beating you has reduced by 42%. And that's because of what we're doing here tonight. It's the funds raised for research, for assistance, for support, for advocacy. So thank you all for being here. I would like to introduce Mayor Jean Brown.
Thank you, Allison. And my quick story here why I'm here tonight is Bethany came to my office, the mayor's office, a few weeks back and kind of said, here's what we're doing. We want to try to get more involved. And one of the things that to me is Manatee, Sarasota County, obviously we're all friends, we're good, but there wasn't a lot of Bradenton people getting involved to really try to bring the information out there and also, kind of that competition with Real Men Wear Pink. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to jump into that. And the next day they had the first event. And, when I started thinking about it, my family, immediate family has been very fortunate not to have that right. But when you look back, 25, 28 years ago, one of our staff members at my work had it, and Valerie, really went through a tough time 28 years ago. And, over the years, she's told me there was 16 people in her class after she had the surgery. She's the only survivor out of those 16 today. And it's something that really makes you think about, what happens and when you can make a difference at something. And got several other friends, one of them in the room tonight that I know is going through some of it, and just glad that she's able to be here and do those things. And some other close friends that have had opportunity. One of my other friends that I work with a lot and some volunteer stuff that I do was going through it and was just out of her surgeries right when COVID hit. And if that wasn't scary for her and helping her, go through that and at the time of doing things. So, when you think about what we can do as an individual, and with a little competition in the Real Men Wear Pink part of it, because I'm very competitive in sports and that. So if I can get competitive, and whether I win or lose the competition, it's going to be about raising the money for what we're going to change things and continue to grow it. And what we know today, with the extra money that we raise, will help people tomorrow. And that's very important, I believe. So anything that one individual and as a group we work together and challenging our Real Men Wear Pink group, it's not about who wins. It's about how much money we raise and do better for what we can do to beat this and make it better for all of us. So thank you, and I look forward to the rest of the agenda tonight, Allison.
God help us. The first thing we would like to do is welcome our VIPs. We have the great fortune of being introduced to these survivors and thrivers, the women we are here for tonight, the women we fight for, the women from whom we will learn, the women we will support. The survivors and thrivers are the heart of making strides against breast cancer. They are the movement. They are the reason why we continue to do what we do, and the power of the American Cancer Society. At ACS, they consider you a survivor from the moment you're diagnosed. And they consider thrivers those who are living with metastatic breast cancer and kicking its butt every day. And we honor you. So without further ado, our survivors and thrivers, will you please join us?
All right, if we can, what a great celebration coming in. If we can ask you to go back to your seats at this time. As we know, this gathering would not be possible without the support of our 2022 Kickoff sponsors. At this time, let us thank the Ritz-Carlton for this amazing venue, Encore for the audio visual tonight, Douglas Dodge Jeep Ram and for our valet parking, Beneva Flowers and Plantscapes for the centerpieces, Nothing Bunt Cakes for the sweet treats, Cat Panega Photography, the Hawaiian Shirts Ukulele Band, and Modern Lux Photo Booth. So let's give all of them a round of applause. Alongside tonight's sponsors, our event sponsors also serve as leaders in the fight against breast cancer through both their donations and team fundraising. Thank you to our 2022 event sponsors, Sarasota Memorial, Brian D. Jellison Cancer Center, Vengroff Williams, Badger Bob Services, J.D. Morgan Chase and Company, Truly Nolan, D&D Garage Doors, Seacoast Bank, Boar's Head, Florida Cancer Specialist, and Cox Chevrolet with that awesome Corvette over there in the Real Men Wear Pink corner. So let's give them a great round of applause. And of course, to get out the word about our event, we also have our 2022 media partners to thank. They are working hard to keep the dialogue going about our cause and the work. Fox 13, Manatee Education TV, and I'm going to go off script a little bit, talk about Charles Clapsaddle for a minute, which as the mayor, we have him a lot in video and our things, but without Manatee Educational TV, a lot of these events would not get out to the local community as much because it's day after day and all the time, and the others do a great job, but Charles does such a great job every day, and a lot of the things aren't out there. You know, it's not about money as much for him, it's about getting out the education of things, so it's just a great thing. And then I'm going to talk about Grapevine Communication. Small Business of the Year award winner in Manatee Chamber this year, so let's give her a great round of applause for that. So. All right, and let's take a look at the slide to see how your support in 2021 helped those in our communities. We couldn't do what we do, work to save lives, provide free lodging, answer your calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and fund groundbreaking research without the support of the many sponsors who have joined us with this mission to end breast cancer. So please join me in once again thanking our sponsors.
Our event participants are equally as important as our sponsors, and do you know why? Thank you. Because every single donation, every single dollar, no matter how big or how small, helps someone who has been touched by breast cancer. So $100 will get you 2 rides to treatment. $65 will get you a free night of lodging. $30 will connect you with a cancer information specialist, and that's where I utilized ACS. And $25 can help people facing breast cancer connect with a trained survivor for support. When you join us at Making Strides, you save lives. You are funding the breakthrough research that increases that survivability rate by 42%, that saves people like my sister. You are providing support to those facing breast cancer today and bringing hope to those who may hear those atrocious words in the future. Breast cancer death rates have decreased by 42%, and as of, yes. Mainly because of early detection and improved treatment. There are more than 3.8 million breast cancer survivors in the United States today. That's almost 4 million survivors in the United States today. Speaking of breast cancer survivors, the The earlier a cancer is caught, the better the outcome. So go get your mammograms. Which means that now is a great time to remind you of the importance of screening and early detection. So join us today, you and me and millions of others across the country, to make strides against breast cancer. I'd like to now invite a very special guest to the stage. Get ready. Betsy Young, a one-year triple-negative breast cancer survivor. She is going to share her story. Help me in providing a very warm and enthusiastic welcome for Betsy! Betsy!
Now, it's one of my many side effects and lingering effects from my breast cancer journey is that I am still not producing saliva, so I will have to take a few drinks. And Bethany was so nice, she put my script up here that I did prepare, but I am going to take a little bit of liberty, and I am going to mention a little bit off script. I'm going to mention two of my favorite real men who are here tonight. And both of them were instrumental in making sure that I survived to be here tonight. And the first one is Dr. Fitch, who's over here. Dr. Fitch was my radiation oncologist, and I just finished with him in June. Thank goodness, no offense. But his team at Advocate Radiation has been more than generous with their time, explaining, helping me get through cancer and that portion of treatment. And Dr. Fitch is one of the real men who wear pink, and if you haven't yet, you can, of course, donate to his team. The second person is my husband, Jeff Young, who this year is a real man who wears pink. And he also helped me survive because I was going to put off a mammogram in July of 2021. I was going to push it back so it was coincided with another doctor's appointment that would have been in February of 2022, and that 8 months delay would have killed me. I would not have been here for my 10-year-old daughter. I would not have seen my older daughter, graduate from high school and go into college. So that's the importance of mammograms. So I want to tell you a little bit about my cancer adventure so far. So I'll go back on my script. The first words that I heard were, it's a small, tiny little thing, and it's about the size of a pencil eraser. And at the time, I didn't think to ask, what kind of pencil eraser are we talking about? At the time, I didn't think that small, tiny little thing would end up controlling my life. It was breast cancer. I found out the day before my oldest daughter started her senior year of high school, August 9th, 2021, at 2:30 in the afternoon. She had been through a rough couple of years, obviously with COVID and e-learning and masks and having to deal with all that. And now Mom has breast cancer. So I'm going to ruin her senior year by having breast cancer. I decided not to tell my younger daughter and let her be blissfully unaware and enjoy her first day of school. And I wasn't going to tell my older daughter either, but she came downstairs and asked me, how did your doctor's appointment go today? And all I could do was look at her and cry. Mom has cancer. I'm so sorry. I knew that there was an issue with my mammogram, and I found that out earlier. That was the call about the tiny little thing. She was referring me to a surgeon that was going to be scheduled as soon as possible. I didn't know why it didn't register with me it was so serious. We'd planned a weekend at Universal Studios and actually ended up going on that vacation. And while I was there, I joked about the doctor visit that was scheduled for that Monday. And I said, it isn't a big deal. I'm not worried. No one in my family has ever had breast cancer. I have breast cancer. Or I had breast cancer. It all depends on your perspective. Whether it's a mountain of worry to overcome or a bad dream that's in the rearview mirror. For me, it's a bit of both. For me, I have a form of breast cancer called triple-negative breast cancer. It is the most aggressive form of breast cancer. It is the rarest form of breast cancer. I learned it is also the most deadly form of breast cancer. That is, until July of 2021. In July of 2021, that is my why, and that is why I support Making Strides. That is why you should too. For me, it's about research. It's about making sure women with rare, aggressive, deadly forms of cancer live to see their daughters graduate from high school, to see their daughters go into the 5th grade, to be there for those moments for their children. For me, it's research. Research that will protect my daughters. Research that will protect your wives, your sisters, your mothers. That's why we make strides. In 2021, as you know, the American Cancer Society graciously created 153 research grants for breast cancer. That's over $103 million. In my particular form of breast cancer, the American Cancer Society is funding a $775,000 yearly grant so that doctors can study and try to find a vaccine for triple-negative breast cancer. So again, that my daughters don't have to go through this. There's one more thing, though. I also mentioned about triple-negative breast cancer. It is most likely and more likely to affect women of color. Women of color who may not have access to mammograms and early detection and rides to the hospital and rides to treatment. This will fund care for those women to make sure that we all have the care that we deserve and all the care that we need. If anything I have said tonight resonates with you, I ask you to do this. Take your phone, take a picture of the QR codes that are over there. I know Dr. Fitch is over there, I know my husband, Jeff Young, is over there, and everyone else who's wearing pink tonight. They can help you make donations so that you can support research. And I promise you that it will not hurt. Giving until it hurts, it will not hurt as much as someone calling someone that you love on the phone and saying, it's just a small, tiny little thing. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that story, Betsy. And I mean, I know most of you probably couldn't see it, but I could see it up here. And watching your daughter's face and knowing that anything that any of us can do to make that face smile and keep going is so important. So and we are all passionate about putting an end to this disease, but we can't do it with passion alone. We can't do it with hope alone. It takes money to fund new and better ways to prevent, detect, and even cure breast cancer. We can only make that happen with money raised by generous people like you who become team leaders. Remember, earlier we told you there were 2 ways to join us. The first way is to sign up to be a team leader and build a team. Join your community in saving lives, remembering loved ones, funding the future of breast cancer research and programs. 2 easy options. You can scan the QR code on the screen to quickly register as a team leader on the Making Strides Walk website, or you can go to your app store and search for our fundraising app. Download it, sign up to be a team leader, or you can join a friend's team. Please take a moment to sign up now. You can do it with your phones.
Get your phones out.
Get your phones out. That's something I've learned in the last week. I don't have my 12-year-old grandson to help me. But, I know a lot of us are doing it. But so the music's going to start, and we'll wait about a minute to give people opportunity. Yeah, getting played off. But all right, now that you are a team leader, you'll receive a welcome kit through the email that will include everything you'll need to get started. You can also reach your fundraising goals faster by connecting to Facebook. Also, don't forget to use makingstrideswalk.org /Sarasota Manatee as you go to place for more resources.
When we say that every contribution matters, we really mean it. Whether it's $1 or whether it's $1 million, every penny counts. And so now we're going to take the time to recognize some of our most substantial givers and recognize the Grand Club and the Pace Setters Club. Our Grand Club members achieve extraordinary results by raising at least $1,000 on their Making Strides event every year. The Pace Setters, they're an elite group of individual fundraisers who raise at least $2,500 as an individual. Then you have the Pace Setter teams who raise $25,000 collectively a year. Making Strides Sarasota Manatee has been fortunate to have the support of a Pace Setter team for the past 2 years. Hold on, it gets better. Join me in celebrating Ronnie Loundy and Eileen Cantarella and Team Answer to Cancer SRQ. I love a good rhyme. Can Ronnie and Eileen stand, please? Answer to Cancer SRQ has raised $140,000 in the past 3 years. And we are so grateful for all of your hard work and dedication to the mission of the American Cancer Society. Let me say that again, 140 grand in 3 years. That's a heck of a team. You have good friends. So thank you again, Ronnie and Eileen. Now please return your attention to our screens where we are going to recognize our 2021 Grand Club and Pace Setter Club members. It's a big list. I want that list to get a little bigger. If you are here, the names on those screens, please stand up and be recognized. You are saving lives. Thank you. Thank you. You are champions. You really are. And the Grand Club members from 2021, if you are all here, please stand and be recognized as well. Thank you for your support. Now let me introduce a group of people who are members of one of these elite clubs. These individuals are passionate about making strides and have been longtime supporters of the American Cancer Society's life-saving programs and resources. Please welcome Ronnie, Kara, Joy, and Megan to the stage. And now we're going to hear from Ronnie.
Hi. As you can see, my name is Ronnie Loundy. You've heard about me the last couple of minutes. I have a team. It's called Answer to Cancer. And I want to first introduce Jan Wyatt, who's also a member of our team, who's here with us tonight. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2018. And I was just going through a mastectomy when I read about a walk in Benderson Park. So I thought, oh, why not? So I got a few friends together and we raised some money and we walked around Benderson Park, and it was a great event, and I highly recommend it because there's all sorts of food and fun things going on. When the walk was canceled in 2020, I looked for some alternatives because I didn't want to give up on the whole process. So I live in a community called University Park, which is a golfing tennis community off the University Parkway, surprise. And so I decided, well, let's just do this internally. So we invented Pink Week. And Pink Week involves the LGA, the Ladies Golf Association, the Men's Golf Association, the tennis participants, fitness participants, all have, in that week, they have some sort of tournament going on where they receive gifts that we've gotten from vendors, and it's a pay-to-play, and they contribute. That was part of it. The last day of the week, we do a walk in the park, where we walk through the golf course, and we sell memorial and honorary signs for people, so when they're walking through the park, they see the sign in honor of or in memory of. All of those are great fundraisers. I have to say, quite honestly, and I never thought I'd say this, Facebook is a great fundraiser. Who knew? You put it on Facebook, and I highly recommend it if you're a Facebook user, and you'll find people from high school, junior high school, who you didn't even know were around, are all of a sudden going to donate to your cause. So we've raised a fair amount of money that way also. Then we have corporate sponsorships, and they range anywhere from $500 down, or $1,000 actually, down to $250. Those are our gold, our silver, and our bronze sponsors. And for the week, we prepare a banner that flies outside, a professionally done banner, with their names on it to promote their companies and to thank them for their contributions. We go to local vendors, we go to investment firms. That's a good place to go, I'm telling you. They've got the money. Realtors. So we raise the money in that way as well. Then we'll have raffles where we'll go, a local vendor will give us a certificate for a dinner and we'll raffle that off. So it's the little things that sort of add up. So last year we raised internally $35,000. Nice. However, we have a very generous foundation who matches our grant. So we ended up last year with $70,000. And that put us number 9 in the nation. And this year we're going to be number 8, right, Jan? Okay. So cancer is not something you should go through alone. If you can, do peer support. Talk to people who you know are going through the journey and help them out. I do that, a lot of that, and it actually helps me as well when I do it. I do fundraisers for the same reason that I don't want my grandchildren and my daughters to have to deal with disease. And finally, I'm going to share with you my elevator speech. If anyone knows what an elevator speech is, when you go and ask for money, okay? And it goes like this. My name is Ronnie Lowndy, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. Sort of like Alcoholics Anonymous. I do that for 2 reasons. One is it gets people's attention, and they look, and they pay attention to what you're saying. But the second reason is that it reminds me of who I am and why I do this. Thank you.
And now we'll hear from Kara.
So when I think of breast cancer, I think of hope, courage, strength, and support. So my name is Kara Moats. I'm the breast cancer nurse navigator for Manatee Diagnostic Center at Manatee Memorial Hospital. My role is to help patients navigate the healthcare process from biopsy to diagnosis and, of course, survivorship. I've only been in this role for about 1.5 years, and it's really been an eye-opening experience for myself. Every one of us is here tonight because we support the thrivers, survivors, and absolutely the caregivers who help make this possible for those patients involved in a breast cancer diagnosis. When it comes to the Making Strides event, I think about our communities here in Manatee and Sarasota County. When I think of supporting our communities, I immediately think of fundraising and the ways that I, as an individual, can excite and ignite others around me to help those in our community affected by this terrible disease. No one who is affected by this disease should ever question how they're going to pay for treatment and how they're going to balance their everyday bills of groceries, car insurance, rent, or mortgage. When I think of fundraising, I just like to start with a short-term goal as well as a long-term goal for fundraising. Short-term goal is where I reach out to my friends, my family, and others I know who might be interested in participating in this event. My parents, who also happen to be here tonight, have always taught me many lessons in life, like everybody's parents have. And one of those lessons that they've taught me is it just never hurts to ask. Because after all, the worst thing that somebody could say to you is no. Don't be afraid to ask your neighbor, your cousin, the garbage man, anybody, or even your boss to participate, because maybe they've just never actually been asked to participate in the event. And they would have ideas that would help support and make awareness to making strides. The focus of a short-term goal is to get the word out, getting people signed up to participate in the event, and help to reach a set monetary goal. It is very important in making your monetary goal one that is realistic and attainable in the time frame of your fundraiser. My long-term goal when it comes to fundraising is just to bring awareness to a cause so that those who participate and that are first-time participants will become future participants. Getting the word out is also another part when it comes to fundraising. And like our first person had said, Facebook is absolutely amazing in its capabilities when it comes to fundraising. Often individuals in hard-to-reach communities that don't seek treatment, it's because they don't know their options and they don't know what is out there. Our goal with this event is to try to get to those people in those communities as well by raising money for them. Our purpose tonight is to help everyone who is diagnosed have an equal playing field in treatment and survivorship. I want to thank each one of you for being here tonight. You are all part of this community, and by being here tonight, you're showing our support to our thrivers, survivors, and caregivers in Manatee and Sarasota County. Thank you.
And now we're going to hear from Joy.
Hello, my name is Joy McLean, and I am an oncology nurse and the clinical coordinator at Sarasota Memorial's Brian D. Jellison Cancer Institute. Team Knockout Nurses was started by a group of oncology nurses at Sarasota Memorial who wanted to give back to the community and support the lives and memories of their patients and the families affected by cancer. Today, almost 8 years later, Team Knockout Nurses continues to join the fight in knocking out cancer and is one of Sarasota Memorial's largest fundraising teams. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Our team is able to accomplish this fundraising success through our dedication to the care for our community members and through a lot of innovation, creativity, and thinking outside of the box. Engaging local business support is key to our success. We've done group yoga classes in the middle of UTC Mall. That was interesting. Comedy club events. House-wide bake sales, that brings in a lot of funds. Just ask for a donation, don't put a price on it. And restaurant participation, that's enabled our team to be very successful. Our current team captain is Megan Ireland, and she is a forward thinker. She can tell you more about the innovative ideas she uses to motivate and inspire passion through fundraising.
How do we create successful events? Well, we, like she said, think outside the box. We don't accept the first no, and we make an event worth attending. Life is busy and we have very few personal days to call our own, so taking time away from family, we want it to be awesome. So we're all here because we believe it's important to be here. This cause is important to us. Either we have personally been diagnosed with cancer or have a family member or loved one going through the journey, Or maybe we work in oncology and have seen firsthand how the disease has affected the whole family. Whatever the reason, we're in this together. So what can we do to help? For us, the knockout nurses at Sarasota Memorial Hospital, we decided to make an event where we could get everyone together just to live life and be with loved ones and live it up. Invite friends, family, co-workers, everyone. We wanted an event that would reach people that don't usually join these events. So we wanted to gain new support to fight against cancer. We create excitement within the team, elevate our team members by using their talents and letting them shine. As oncology nurses, we have seen the weight of our patients firsthand, and we wanted to connect with the community and help make some of the burden, take the burden off the families. Why connect with the community? Because together we're stronger. We can solve problems, we can collaborate, and maybe one day we can knock out cancer.
Thank you, Ronnie, Kara, Megan, and Joy. Challenge accepted, right? I think you're going to see many more elite fundraisers joining the club and walking alongside you this October. Next up, I'd like to introduce Fiona Farrell, the Chief Operating Officer of Gecko's Hospitality Group and the chair of the 2022 Real Men Wear Pink campaign. Fiona!
Thank you, Allison. So we all know that while one person may be facing a cancer diagnosis, it really takes a team of incredible supporters to help along their journey. From oncologists to family members to coworkers and more, we're all in this together to help the ones we love and we care about. Breast cancer affects everyone, men and women. That's why we're recruiting men to join us to fight breast cancer through the Real Men Wear Pink program. This distinguished group of community leaders is determined to raise awareness and money to support the American Cancer Society's mission and save more lives than ever from breast cancer. It is my pleasure to introduce this year's Real Men Wear Pink ambassadors. Gentlemen, it's going to be a lot of them, so bear with me. Please join us at the front of the stage. All of my real men, come on up. Fill it up here. Look at these guys. Come on down here. Oh, he's coming up. He's coming up. If you guys could all just come on down here.
I went and came on up.
You just came on up. All right. All right, guys, just kind of cluster around here. And as I say your name, please give us a wave, all right? Okay, Ted Barron with the Gallagher Infinity. Gene Brown, the mayor of Bradenton, who we've been hearing from. Sean Burrows with Compass Health Consultants. Rich Carroll with Home Team Inspections. Joe Cleary with the Cleary Group at RE/MAX. Brian Cooper with Johnson Brother Distributing. Nate, sorry, it's very overwhelming.
A lot of testosterone.
I know, right? Nate DiPotetto with Real Brokerage. Dr. Jose Arabella, Manatee Physicians Alliance Oncology. And Owen Farrell with the GM of Cask and Ale. Dr. Dwight Fitch, Radiation Oncologist with Advocate. And next slide. All right, Dan Gertis of Gertis Construction. Jag Graywall, partner with Ian Black Real Estate. Barry Grooms with Florida Suncoast Realty. Andy Goose, CEO of Lakewood Ranch Medical Center. Steve Himmel with Cox Chevrolet. Anthony Holds with Northwestern Mutual. Dr. Brendan Johnson, Sarasota County Schools. Scott Kessler with Rossler's Harley Davidson. Brandon Kolpeska, Managing Partner of Seasons 52. Colby Leach, Managing Partner of Connor's Steak and Seafood. Sammy Lynch with Sunbelt Marketing. All right. Dr. Andrew Marple, oncologist with First Physicians Group. Matt Moldovan, Director of Sales at ABC7. Neil Davis, McCurry of Seacoast Bank. Luke McFarland with Movement Mortgage. Eric McNamara with Primerica. Dr. Key Ning, Florida Cancer Specialist at Physicians at the Brian L. D. Jansen Cancer Society. I'm getting a little flustered. Keith Hope of Pope Properties. Hugh Shields from Gold Coast Eagle. Go Hugh. Kevin Thompson, GM of Gecko's Grill and Pub on Fruitville. Butch Thornhill, Cody's Roadhouse, Director of Franchise Operations. Jeff Young, attorney with the Young Law Group. Whew! All right, give these men a round of applause. Thank you so much, gentlemen. You can now go take your seats again. Thank you so much for coming up. All right, we give them a minute. All right, let's give these men another huge round of applause as they return to their seats. Thank you all for participating in this program. If I'm not mistaken, this is our largest ambassador group we've ever had to date of 33 men, so that's wonderful. So be sure to join Sarasota Manatee's Real Men at one of our upcoming Real Men Wear Pink events. They're a ton of fun. In fact, our men will once again be strutting their stuff on the runway at the 5th annual Real Men Wear Pink fashion show at the mall at University Town Center. And that is happening on September 24th. So please mark your calendar. It is a riot. For more information, please visit me at the end of the event over here at the Real Men Wear Pink table. I have information on the events that are already planned to date, as well as a QR code for each of the men that you can scan and make a donation tonight and go ahead and get that fundraising started for them. So thank you so much. Thank you all for being here.
It really is that easy. All you have to do is open up the camera app on your phone and take a picture of that QR code and find your fella and give away all your money. Remember earlier how we told you that there are 2 ways that you can be a part of the American Cancer Society team? Buckle up, kids, because we're going to talk about social media. So join the cause by connecting socially on Facebook and Instagram. Not only is this a way to donate and participate, it's a way to share information, provide support, become educated, educate others. Without the people in this room sparking that fire, then this is all for nothing. We are the catalyst that create the fundraising that provides the research, the treatment, the access to treatment, the understanding, the cures. So really, engaging on social media is a very simple step that can have enormously deep impact. So here's how you find us. On Facebook, Making Strides Sarasota Manatee. Making Strides Sarasota Manatee. And Real Men Wear Pink Sarasota Manatee. Now on Instagram, fellas, on the Insta, on the gram, it's Making Strides Sarasota Manatee or RMWPSRQ. I feel like we should have RMWPSRQ. RMWPSRQ. So find us on social media, engage, participate, be a part of the answer. What I want you to do is pull out your phones. You can do it right now. Come on, everybody. One for the gram. Grab your phone, take a picture of the person sitting next to you, take a picture of the balloons, take a picture of my ugly mug. Do a part of creating that ripple effect that is just sitting in this room tonight, hearing these stories. If you don't take any action, then the information stops with you. Don't let that happen. Take a picture of the twins over here in the matching jackets. That'll get you a lot of likes. So if for those of us who like to hashtag, it's Making Strides Sarasota Manatee or Real Men SRQ MAN. So Sarasota Man. Real Men SRQ MAN. If you have already committed to being a team leader, remember the QR code from earlier, now's the time to start asking others to join your team. If you plan to join us in some other way, let your friends and followers know why. What is your why? And here's Mayor Jean to talk a little more about our why.
Thank you, Allison. Anyone who signs up online and raises $50 before the end of this month, either online or via the mobile app, will earn a pair of pink sunglasses. Yeah. Put all of, I gotta take off pink sunglasses to read. Put all of you've learned here today, take action, get your swag, and help save some lives. Make Strides walks not only raises awareness and funds, but they also help save lives from breast cancer. And Making Strides of Sarasota Manatee can't help without you. So before we say goodnight, could I ask our Thrivers to stand up one more time?
Thrivers.
Thrivers, stand up one more time.
Who's living with it? Who's kicking its butt every day? Woo-hoo!
Yeah, and please remain standing. Please remain standing.
All right, next, I want all of our survivors to stand up with them. All of our survivors. We've got the Thrivers standing. I want the survivors up out of your seats. And now I want everyone who has known or lost a family member or loved one to stand up. If cancer has affected your life in any way, stand up and be seen right now. We are in this together, and sadly, it's most of us in the room at this point. We can be the change. Please commit to being the change right now. And if you signed up to be a teen leader, I want you guys to stand up. Did anybody donate right now? Anybody donate right now? Anybody donate tonight? Come here and get your sunglasses. Close us out. Take us home, Gene.
All right, thank you. So if you signed up by Making Strides team leader or team member, obviously you're standing up. If you want to end breast cancer once and for all, everybody has to stand up still. It says stand up in the script. So everybody should be standing up. So, all right, but just thank you, and I'll turn it back over to Allison. One last.
All right, we'll see you on September 24th at the mall at UTC, where I have the distinct honor of roasting all of these fellas on stage. More importantly, we will see you October 22nd at Nathan Benderson Park. You are the difference. Thank you guys for coming tonight.
That about wraps it up for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Kickoff 2022. We hope you've learned something today. We hope that we've created awareness in how important it is for every woman to do annual self-checkups. Talk to your doctor, get your mammograms. We are so excited to see all the events that are going to be happening in October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So go to the Facebook page, go to the website. We thank Bethany and American Cancer Society for putting on this great event here at the Ritz-Carlton. We look forward to seeing you at the events coming up.